Hello Sagittarius, how are you? It is me, Lauren B with the Untitled Tarot. Welcome back to the Magic Forest. We are here to do your read. I hope you're all doing well after that Sagittarius full moon that we just had and the eclipse. Pretty intense. I can tell by your spread that it's been very intense for you. My moon is in Sagittarius actually, so I got full on Missy Ellioted during all of that. I got flipped and I got reversed. A lot of things I thought I knew, turned out I didn't, vice versa. So we all going through it, Saggy. I have done your reading today with a combination of 3 decks, which is unusual for us. We have used the Unknown Spirit Animal Oracle by Kim Kranz. We have used the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And we have also used the Oracle of Mystical Moments deck. And I used the advice cards as your general energy and your general energy cards as advice. We've just changed the whole method to our badness around here, which makes me think that that's what you're doing, Sagittarius. I feel like something about this full moon stopped you in your tracks, put up a little mirror to you, made you think about some stuff, and now you're kind of turning the ship around. There's a sense of you were waiting for ships to come in, and turns out you're like getting on your own ships and you're like turning them around out of port and you're going back out to sea. It's really cool. It's actually really, really cool, Sagittarius. So your energies, your general energies that we have out right now, which I said I use the advice cards, which is very different. We never do that, but I think you're trying new things, or maybe you're trying old things. I don't know. But you have out the Deer Spirit, bring a gentle touch, and you had that out in reverse. And I never take these cards in reverse, but I am today because that's my business. And so with this year, this is Sagittarius. Are you ready? Okay. So with this coming out as your first general energy, it tells me that there's like a pressure, and it doesn't feel like it's coming in on you necessarily. It feels like you're putting pressure on, like maybe you have been bringing a very gentle touch. Maybe you've been a little bit behind the scenes, acting a little quiet, right? And there's a sense that like you're kind of revving up your engines. You're getting the steamboat ready to go out, that you're actually starting to put a little pressure. It feels mostly on yourself though. It doesn't feel like you're necessarily applying it to other people. It feels like you're applying it to yourself. Next out, you have Chameleon Spirit, act as if. And I feel like it's a little bit of like a fake it till you make it kind of energy. It's like you're almost like I have to do this, or I have to go for this. So it's like I have to come out of my shell. I have to come out of the darkness. I have to come out of hermit mode, right? And the Deer card, by the way, is 18. So 1 and 8, that breaks down to a 9. 9 is a very independent energy. Think like 9 of Pentacles, right? And it's this like coming out of isolation feeling, acting as if. It's almost like manifesting through motion. I'm getting manifesting through motion. And 14 breaks down to a 5, so that's change. So there's something in that. Yeah, there's something in that. And then next out, you have Coyote Spirit, 16, that breaks down to a 7. A 7 is a very divine plan, life path number, right? Trust in divine detours. And then you have out 45 breaks down to another 9. So you're sandwiched in between 2 9s, and it's Parrot Spirit, watch your words. And you have it in reverse, which tells me with the Deer Spirit, bring a gentle touch and watch your words coming out in reverse. I don't think that you're like popping off at people, it's Sagittarius. I think that you're actually coming out of hermit and isolation mode to like actually express yourself a little bit, which, oh, there's a spider. That, oh no, maybe that's not a spider. Oh no, I don't know what it is. Get off. Divine detours, Saggy. Divine detours. Heaven on earth. Jesus Christmas. All right, moving on. You know, we're out in nature. This is what happens, folks. The magical forest. But this tells me, Sagittarius, that you're actually coming out of that isolation mode to actually express like a little bit of your needs, a little bit of like what you want, maybe expressing that you had gone down some kind of divine detour. But I think that there, like, it's feel like there's like a trigger, an alarm that went off in your head that's like, this isn't right, something's not right here, like stop everything, turn it around. Let's turn it around right now. Let's get back on track. And then you have Owl Spirit. You see clearly now, right? Because something wasn't working, something wasn't feeling right. I feel like you're putting in effort, and you weren't like those, like I said, like those ships weren't coming in, And I think maybe you realize it's because 44, Panther Spirit, master number, reclaim your power. That is a matter of fact, like you're not supposed to be waiting for ships to come in right now. You're supposed to be putting your ships out to port. Like you're supposed to be going and getting what you want, which you weren't going to be able to do, watching your words very closely and not expressing anything, and bringing such a gentle touch that like you almost weren't moving. So it's almost like you have to trust that this instinct that you have to just turn everything around. Even normally I film this other side, I have the camera facing this way, and I actually felt like I wanted to lay the whole spread like the other way around. I was like, it's like you having to trust that if you just try and turn it all around right now, that it's going to work out for you. So that's your general energy right now, is you kind of I can't fit these cards and my ass on this table. I am so sorry, Sagittarius. Moving on. So in your general energy, we have 52, we have the Sea Witch. This is a card about fun. It's a card about frivolity, about youth, right? Taking like a youthful, fun approach. And you have it followed out right by this Liberty card. And it's interesting because it literally looks like in the environment, like you're trying to push yourself towards freedom. I'm just getting like, again, like she's in the water. It's like a boat energy. It's like a boat energy. It's like trying to take that force, right? Take that power, come out of isolation, speak your truth, go for what you want. Like, even if it's scary, right? Because she looks a little trepidatious, right? There is that trust in divine detours, that there's a lot of 9s and there's a lot of 7s. It's a lot about having faith, right? In the process, that you will get to a place where you feel free, where you feel liberated from the things that you feel so burdened by right now. It's like you're trying to use your youthful energy, your inner child, to kind of push you in like as much of a playful manner as you possibly can into this feeling of like free to move, free to flow, right? Because then you have out Elixir of Life, and this is a card about stopping, smelling the roses, enjoying, and it comes out in reverse. So I think that's why you're trying to move so much to freedom, because it's almost like the relief that you're looking for isn't coming to you. So it's like you have to go to it because you haven't been enjoying whatever you've been doing, right? And this is like a stop, like I said, it's a stop and smell the roses kind of feel energy. And the next card out, what is this, Sleeping Beauty's Dream? This is about dreaming about the roses, right? So it's like you've been dreaming about the roses and there are no roses for you to smell, right? And you have transformation out in reverse. It's like nothing in this environment has changed so far. It's like you're putting in work, you're dreaming of these roses, you're thinking about smelling the flowers, but you don't see any flowers, nothing transforming. So it's like you're having this push towards liberation and towards freedom to act, right? To speak, because it's just like you're sick of waiting. Something with the full moon. You're like, I'm done. We're done here. Let's move my body down. Okay, so then next out, we have, moving into the animal oracles, we have the Vulture and the Elephant. The Vulture card is about cleansing and clearing, right? What do vultures do? They come in and they eat up and clean up all of the decay of something that is done, something that's not coming back, something that isn't going to go anywhere, right? It was once alive, but now it's not. And the vulture comes in so that way whatever's going on with that doesn't fester, infect the environment, infect the animals, create toxicity, right? Create negativity. And with this elephant, this is another divine detour card. Like this coyote spirit, the divine is bringing this in for you. It's almost like the divine, like kind of, it feels like the divine like shook you on the dock. Like you're standing on the dock, like waiting for these ships to come in, and the divine is like shaking you, like, no, and like pushing you on your own boat and like kicking it out to sea. Yes, I'm wearing Ugg boots. Yes, I live in New Jersey. It's our state shoe. Also, I don't want to get tick bites. Just saying. But yeah, this is what's happening for you. Followed up by the Cosmic Egg and the Fox in reverse. So this Cosmic Egg, it's about a treat, right? It's about a gift. It's about something special. With the snake, it's also death and rebirth cycles, new cycles for yourself. The divine is kind of forcing you a little bit. Like, I think they had you sitting on the dock waiting for these ships, knowing that sooner or later you were going to get sick and tired that they weren't coming in, and you were going to start to wonder why. And once you started to wonder why these ships weren't coming in, that's when they like were able to grab your attention and actually like talk to you a little bit. And there's an aspect of, now that you know you have to get on the ship and kind of steer it out yourself to kind of go get what you want, they're in reclaiming this power for you. There's a balancing that needs to occur, Sagittarius, between using your masculine energy in a really healthy way to reclaim your power, to kind of project your projects forward, push that boat ahead, and not doing it out of ego. not doing it out of ego, not doing it out of frustration because whatever else didn't come in. That can be like a motivating factor, but you don't want it to be like a begrudging, like I'm doing this to begrudge, or I'm resentful to spirit because they didn't bring me what I wanted. Because sometimes we don't get what we want because we actually deserve so much better, because there's more for us out there than our two eyes can immediately see in front of our face. So it's the idea of do this, right? And it does look a lot like this coyote card, right? So it's like that duality. It's like, yes, push yourself forward. Yes, act as if, trust in this divine detour, reclaim your power. We're going to get on our ship, but we want to make sure we're doing it for the right reasons. Because if we hop on our ship and we're being sneaky about it and we're trying to get around, you know, the water laws and all that stuff, that's going to be a problem. And this is a spirit card, which means spirits on your butt. Actually, you have all but... No, you have every single spirit card in the Unknown Animal Oracle deck. You have every single spirit card laid on the table right now, which is crazy. And there's hella cards left. Like there's no, so spirits on your butt. Like this is non-negotiable. Sagittarius is the impression that I am getting. Next up, we have the dragon followed up by the black egg. 2 spirit cards back to back. This is my Eye of God card. My Eye of God card. I told you, they are moving things in and out of your way. They're stopping you long enough for you to get frustrated and realize where the error of your ways, but I don't want to say it like that. There's a sense of like expectation, like you were expecting things to come in and they didn't come in, and then you got frustrated. So you're like, fine, it's like, I'll do it myself kind of a feeling. But it feels, like I said, more out of frustration, a little bit of like an ego trigger moment than it does like pure, like divine motivation towards your path. And it's almost a sense of like, don't ruin it, or don't cheapen it, or it's like this new cycle is very well deserved and it is coming in for you, but if you don't approach it the right way, it's like you're gonna spoil it and you're gonna have to do all of this all over again before you're able to throw your ship back out to sea. There's something about that. And then you have out the beaver card and you have out the phoenix card. So it's very much of the sense that you need to work very, very hard in a loyal, honest, loving way, because that's what this beaver does. It's also very much like community building, which is like coming out of isolation a little bit, talking to people, expressing yourself, your needs, what you want, what you're looking forward to, what your goals are, right? It's part of having to do that, speak your truth and work towards this in a really loyal, honest way, and not in like a I'm pissed off because I didn't get the other thing that I wanted, so now I'm forced to do this way kind of thing, right? Because it is a beautiful rebirth for you, so they want you to really invest in it, invest in yourself in an honest way. You don't want this new start just to spite someone else because they were on a ship and it didn't come into you, that kind of thing. We don't want to do that, Sagittarius. This is for ourselves. This is community building. It's not just for you, it's for your life, it's for your family, it's for your community, right? Your soul tribe. And how are we going to do that? Elk. By getting in control of ourselves. This is my paternal card, my father card. Again, your masculine energy, right? But this is also very controlled. It's controlled in the way it branches out, and it comes out of the top of the crown too. So it's like your trigger moments, your self-esteem, all of these like fiery feelings that you're feeling are getting pushed up and like filtered. It's like a reverse Brita. It's getting filtered up through the top, right? So that way it's going through your crown, so it comes out controlled. It's almost like a king or queen of wands energy, like a planner, a doer, but not in a very chaotic trigger moment, my ego's all over the place kind of way. Because this is your cycle. And again, another snake. Maybe that's for you. Another snake, death and rebirth, right? It's this process that goes around, and inside of it is an evil eye, right? And then you have all of this blue, up here. It's your throat chakra. Communication. How are you communicating? Again, it's like that watch your words in reverse, that there's a balance between expressing yourself, expressing your frustrations, expressing your needs, and not being you're getting me like violent with your words, or aggressive with your words, or harmful or hurtful with your words to yourself, to others. And I'm also getting a lot to source. Like, I don't know if you're kind of sassing off to source or God or something, but there have been times for me that I've been really, really frustrated, and I've just been like hooting and hollering, to my spirit guides. And there was a point where they kind of had to like sit me down a little bit, and they were like, listen, like, you can be frustrated, like, you can be mad, like, you can be confused, like, we're here to work it out with you, but like, please, like, don't talk to us like that. You know what I mean? Like, just because, like, you know that, like, you're unconditionally loved by spirit, and, you know, but also, like, don't take advantage of that and, like, talk to us poorly. It's like, there is a thing which I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, I guess so, but like, the spirit guides don't like it when you curse at them and you're mean to them, and like, it usually that comes out of frustration and confusion. I don't understand, and what the fuck, you know, but also, like, they're trying to help you so much. So like, there's also a sense there too of be nice to your spirit team. I have to put that out there. Be nice to your spirit team, because they're the ones trying to help you get in control of all of this stuff, so that way when you start your new cycle, you don't self-sabotage it, and you don't mess it up for yourself, because then you'll just be right back where you started, sitting on the dock, really upset, you know. So that's what this is. And with the evil eye, it's also saying that, like, this is protected for you. This is a cycle that you're going through, yes, and you will go through it as many times as you need to in order to learn this lesson, Sagittarius, but it is protected, especially with all of these spirit cards all over the board. Like, it is very much protected for you, which is why almost like they're like, can you give us a break a little bit? Like, we love you so much and we're trying to help you. Like, and we know it's a lot, but like, these are your lessons to learn. We're trying to help you learn them. Or the back card, because it's like, you're not going to know everything, right? You're not going to know everything, but when you stop long enough and realize why you were sitting on the dock so long, you might realize that you were put on pause because there were a lot of things you needed to work on. Maybe a lot in your masculine energy, ways in which you were trying to control outcomes, ways in which you were being too expectant, right? Being a little presumptuous that certain things were going to come in and they didn't, and you know, it flares up a lot of that sacral energy for you, a lot of that root chakra. But I'm getting a sense of like, you needed a balance between hopefulness and like, I don't like the word delusion, but there's like a little bit of that between like a hope and a dream and like just pure off fantasy. Like, there needs to be like a balance between hope and realism, right? So that way we don't get too expectant, that way we aren't so disappointed, right? Being a little bit more fluid in our expectations of what's to come. And then you have it followed up by another deer in reverse, right? And this is very much for me is feminine energy, especially in this deck. This is very much of like a divine feminine energy. So in reverse, it's telling me that, again, your masculine energy is flaring up because whatever ships didn't come in, and now you realize you have to go out and do them. And Source is saying, okay, good, go out. We're going to get on these ships. We're going to get on them with you. We're the wind blowing you through the tides, but you need to let some of this stuff bubble up to the surface, this masculine energy that you're really struggling with right now, so that way you can address it and deal with it, because otherwise you're going to hold on to the steering wheel like way too, you're going to tip the boat over, right? And you have the turtle card out in reverse. And so again, this is emotions, this is water energy, this is incorporating your heart energy, as well as the energy from your lower chakras, like those feelings of abandonment, those feelings of safety, security, self-worth, all of that in combination with an open heart space, right? And this is also like being very much in the depths. In reverse, it's telling me it's like it's got to bubble up to the surface, right? As these feelings that you're struggling with start, that you have to take and you have to stop and you have to address them now, because your ship's not going out until you do. They're going to start bubbling up, and they're going to illuminate. You're going to realize that a lot of the confusion you were feeling, a lot of the frustration you were feeling was really caused from yourself, was really caused by unaddressed feelings, emotions, times where you justified, your ego justified a situation for you, a behavior that you enacted in, something that you said, something that you didn't say, right? To make you feel better, right? But in reality, it kind of just kept you really submerged, because when you weren't able to address and deal with all of those things, then you couldn't really, it's like a self-sabotaging thing. Like these aspects of yourself, like wanting to not admit ways that maybe you were too controlling or you were too expectant, has really kind of held you back. And we've all been there. We've all been there, Sag. But there is an aspect of when you stop and you collaborate nicely, and you listen, listen, silence is the first language of God, that you're going to start having that illumination that you really, really need. And it's going to help you, fishy, go with the flow finally. Go with the flow. Abundance, money, look at this, all this this root energy, very much in control. And again, another moon. We don't need to know everything in order to still be in control of ourselves. A lack of information does not equate or justify a lack of control over yourself, right? And when we're able to do this, we are going to be able to get back into a state of flow, because what you've been doing so far has not been helping you build what you wanted to build for yourself, right? This is very much of an Eight of Pentacles energy, and it's in reverse. You've been unable to build what you wanted to, accomplish what you wanted to, have the relationship type that you want to, the job that you, whatever it is for you. It's very, very general reading. These ships were just, these ships haven't been coming in because it's like you weren't prepared for them, and it's almost like you didn't know how to steer a ship yet, right? Upright, now we're talking a different story. But because of this is why we had to stop. We had to go back in. We have to check ourselves, regain our motivation to kind of get back out there, but at the same time, make sure that we're doing it from the right place, doing it for the right reasons, doing it with an open mind and an open heart at the same time. So that way, we're not being burdened by the things that we have to work on. We're building them up, and it's allowing us to learn how to swim better. No matter whether the sea is calm or whether the sea is choppy, we can swim nonetheless. Because maybe, once you put your little ego and pride aside, Sagittarius, trust me, I don't say that on a high horse. I've been getting dealt plenty of humble pie from Spirit this week, but this card, A Long Way Home. And it's in reverse, which tells me that maybe that in which you seek, whatever it is, might not actually be a whole ship ride away. Maybe it's in the port already. Maybe it's not that far away. Maybe it's not a long way home. Maybe it's a lot closer than you think. And next out, you have the gift. And I'm being drawn back to this owl card. You see clearly now. So in the process of digging in and discovering some of these things about yourself, you might have realized that perhaps you missed something, Sagittarius, right where you lay, that you've been looking out the dock for ships to come in, and maybe what you were looking for was already looking for you, looking at you. It was already there. There's a sense that there might be something you missed, right? You were so busy looking forward and you didn't want to look back so much, and then you started to look in, that there might be something like right in front of your face, Sagittarius. And you have keys on trees. Next, this is about the key again to your liberty, and you're going through this cycle of life, this process to get all the way up here. And what's that? An elephant, divine detour, right? All these little keys up here, but he knows which one, and at any point in time he can unlock it, right? And it's in reverse. It's like maybe what you're looking for, the gifts in which you seek, Sagittarius, as a matter of fact, are not a long way home. And maybe you already have the key. They're not all on the trees. It's almost like the cycle. It's like you went through the cycle all the way up just to realize that it's almost like the end is the beginning and the beginning is the end. It's like where you started, you end where you started. You already have the key. That's going to grow you. House of Flowers. What is it? 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, and you might be seeing a lot of 9 Sagittarius around you. You should look into that if you are. But it's like home, right? It's like not a long way home. Here is home. It's already blooming inside of you. You already have what you need. You already know the person that you need. You already have the skills for the job in which you want. Like, it's already there. It's like a gift under your nose that you're not seeing, right? But this Night Ride card is about spirit, kind of, again, another elephant, so taking you. This is like your spirit guides, putting you under their little wing, kind of carrying you through your process all the way up, just to realize you wanted to get so far up at the top, but maybe you had everything you needed right here on the ground, Saggy. Morning Dew Girl. This is a card about when you really look at something, it might not be as big of a problem or as big of a deal as you think, right? And you have it in reverse, so it's almost like something that you thought maybe wasn't a big deal or didn't have a big impact or wasn't that important, actually quite the opposite, might actually have a lot more significance for you in your life than maybe you were expecting. And maybe that's part of this little trigger moment that you're having, because it really threw you for a loop, right? Because then you got to moon dance, you got to refine this balance, right? With these between the darker and the lighter energies for yourself, above the noise. Again, with this big moon, it's really interesting. I think it threw you off a little bit, Sag, and that's okay. But, you know, you have this new directions cards come out. 45, another 9, Sagittarius, and it's in reverse. And so it's like, maybe the new direction is maybe an old direction. Maybe it's in, I'll take that as confirmation. Maybe it's something, like I said earlier, like maybe you missed something. Maybe you missed a piece of the puzzle. You've been looking out for, but maybe you already have a piece of the puzzle and you just haven't really been paying attention to it. Maybe not. Maybe it just wasn't the right timing, so you were purposefully paused until you got this together before Spirit was like, okay, now you can see now, right? Because 43, that's, ooh, there's a bee in my ear. I must be working hard. 47 breaks down to a 7. That is another like life path, master, divine purpose number. And then you have out this golden egg, and you have out the otter in reverse. This is very much of like, I got the golden ticket, right? It's something good in here. It's almost like the oyster card with like this pearl in it. It's something special. It's like the grand prize. And then you have this otter. This is like a very 3 of Pentacles energy. It's collaboration, it's friendship, it's loyalty, it's teamwork, right? And it's like this idea of like you already have the golden ticket. Like you already have the pieces that you need. Like you already have the skills that you need. You already know the person. You are ready, and you were purposefully paused because you had to do work, or your ego was sifting it down, or whatever it was. Like you missed a piece because it's right here. Like it's like I don't want to say it's like you're disloyal or anything like that, but it's almost like what I was saying here with sometimes something that you thought was like really insignificant actually turns out to be really important. That's what this is. This is double confirmation of that. It's like something, a friendship, a job, a skill, an opportunity that you thought like wasn't a big deal. It wasn't going to do much for you. It's not going anywhere. Like, no, might actually, in fact, it might actually be the golden egg. It's like we already gave it to you. Stop looking out for it. Go pick it up. Because then we can put you on, and then that's, I guess, and then they'll put you, both of you in that opportunity, you in that job, you in that person, you in this new aspect of yourself. You both, that's why the ship's not going out, Sagittarius. That's why you can't, even though you want to so bad and you're preparing, you don't drive the ship alone. Your job comes with it, this career comes with it, this person comes with the ship. It's like it's gotta be a 2-man ship. You know, somebody's gotta steer, somebody's gotta check. I don't know how boating works, but you understand the analogy that I'm trying to use. They already gave it to you, and until you realize it, you're gonna have to stop and do the work, check your ego, get your masculine energy in check, and then you're gonna have to go back and you're gonna have to pick up your puzzle piece. And then when you both get on the ship, you in that job, you in that realization, you in that attitude change, you in that person, you in that whatever, then when you both get on it, fully balanced, off to sea you go, Saggy. Off to sea you go. This is very interesting. That was an emotional roller coaster for all of us. Very fascinating. Please let me know what is going on with you guys, because I'm invested, and I hope you're doing well after the full moon and the eclipse. There's a lot of action going on, and the world's going, everything is a lot for everyone. So I hope you're being really gentle with yourself, and I hope you're being kind to yourself and you're being kind to others. I believe in you, Sag. It looks like you got a little wake-up call, but it looks like you're getting everything in just the way you want it. Divine timing, of course. So trust in divine detours and believe in yourself and love on yourself a little bit. All right, Saggy? All right, I will see you next time. Goodbye.